The Jaguars made a big time hire. One of the biggest reasons why they had that big collapse at the end of this past season was because their defense was not good. They didn't have a good pass rush, and they didn't have good secondary play. So when they got rid of their previous defensive coordinator, they went out and replaced him with probably the best defensive coordinator on the market, and Ryan Nielsen, who was the DC for Atlanta this past season. Although it was his first season, he did a tremendous job turning around the Falcons defense. And many Falcons fans were really upset that their owner didn't choose to keep this guy around, because he did God's work with that defense, man. They were 7th in points per game allowed, 10th in yards per game allowed. They had a top 3 defense when it came to getting their opponents off the field in third down situations, and they were top 5 in red zone defense. This is the best hire that the Jaguars could have made to fill their defensive coordinator vacancy. This is probably one of the better defensive coordinators that the Jaguars have had in a while. Many Falcons fans wanted this dude to stick around. For the Jaguars to land him, this is big. You're going to be able to get better secondary play, and you're going to have a better pass rush. This probably could be the right defensive coordinator who can help Trayvon Walker reach that next level. I was starting to lose a little bit of faith in Trayvon Walker. I was ready to call him a bust, but he came around a little bit this season. A guy like Ryan Nielsen, who is really good at being able to maximize the talent that he gets at the pass rusher position or the edge position, he could be the key to unlocking the full potential of Trayvon Walker and showing why he was a first overall pick. Ryan Nielsen was a fantastic hire by the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he could be the difference between Jacksonville going deep in the playoffs next season if they're able to fix their problems offensively. Because if they can get Trevor Lawrence right, now they're going to have a defense that's going to be good enough to slow down the Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. This is a really fantastic hire. And it's one of those hires that many of the casual fans out there, they're not really going to pay attention to, because not a lot of people care about the coordinators unless you got a big name coordinator that's about to be a head coach like a Ben Johnson. But a guy like Ryan Nielsen could potentially be a head coach in waiting with how good of a defensive coordinator he is. He previously spent a few years with Dennis Allen down there in New Orleans before he took the DC job in Atlanta. And the defense was the only reason why that team was able to win the small amount of games that they did with Arthur Smith at the helm. And their defense bailed that offense out on several occasions. The only reason why I faltered down the stretch is because the offense just was embarrassing. But the Jaguars already had a really good run defense. Atlanta's run defense was solid, but their pass defense was outstanding. He got great play out of his cornerbacks. Cornerback play for Jacksonville has not been good the last few years. And this has been a defense in general that has only really been able to get stops, mostly based on forcing turnovers. And turnovers aren't a consistent way to win games if that's your only bread and butter on defense. Because turnovers can vary. When you're going up against a quarterback that doesn't turn the football over, then how are you ever going to get off the field? Ryan Nielsen was a fantastic hire at defensive coordinator by the Jacksonville Jaguars. If they can fix this offense, because this defense is going to be really good. Like, his resume with Atlanta speaks for itself. Go look at how good that Falcons defense was. They get that offense right. Trevor Lawrence can play up to his potential. They definitely could be a sleepy or a sleeper Super Bowl contender next season.